Hello everyone, my name is PaperNapkin and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon FireRed. In the last episode we got really lucky and we defeated Gary the Dick on our way to Victory Road and eventually here at Indigo Plateau. In this episode we're going to be spending the entire episode kind of fine-tuning the team, making sure it's optimized for the Elite Four. There's enough going on that it warranted an episode of its own. I couldn't squeeze it in elsewhere and I didn't want to do it off screen. I really want to show it. Just because there is some stuff that I kind of promised, such as the item finder type stuff. First thing to point out, Pokemon are now level 55. I kind of wanted to stop at 50, but a lot of you expressed concern that my Pokemon were a little bit underleveled for the Elite Four, and you didn't want to see them die, which I understand. You guys are just as committed as I am if you've been watching from the beginning, or even if you haven't. I'm sure you still, you're rooting for me and my team. So I kind of met you halfway. I didn't go to 60. Kind of felt like 60 would be overkill. Make things too easy, but 55 should be good. Off screen I leveled up Quackers and Ponyta to the point where they evolved, so I now have 30 Pokemon in my Pokedex, which means I can finally get the friggin' item finder. So let's go do that now. And I think, yeah, it'll be faster to start off with Vermilion City. I actually looked up online the items that you can find using the item finder, and there's only 4 that actually require the item finder. The 2 leftovers from the Snorlaxes, the Macho Brace from defeating Giovanni in the Viridian City Gym, and the last one is the Soothe Bell thingy-majiggy at the top of Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town. And I did not mean to fight this Pokemon. Hello, Snake. I already have one of you. And I think this is where we get the item finder. But yeah, I was really surprised that there was only 4 items that actually require the item finder. There are like a lot of hidden items that don't require the item finder, but the item finder does help you find. I'm not going to find them all, just because there is a crap load that I missed. It's quite amazing that I missed so many, but they're mostly, potions and max repels and stuff like that. So they're not entirely necessary at this point, especially since I can buy most stuff. So first off, let's get this leftovers. I think it was here that the Snorlax is standing. Let's register it, make things easier. And yeah, this is it. So you just use the item finder. It'll say that there's something buried underfoot, and you have to use it right on the spot. And as you can see, we get a leftovers. So next up, let's go to the other Snorlax and get the other leftovers. And over here we have the second leftovers, which is very nice to have. And next up, where should we go? Let's go to Lavender Town. And if you come over here, if you remember where Mr. Fuji was standing, you can pick up whatever the Soothe Bell thing is. And of course we come across a random Ghastly. Why are you wasting my time? Time waster. And I think it was right here in the middle, and yes it is. And we get the Soothe Bell. Oh, I had it right all along. Okay, that's good. That's the one that boosts the friendliness rating of your Pokemon. Kind of useless for me, but if you're leveling up a certain Pokemon, it's definitely good to have. Last up, let's head over to Viridian City and get the Macho Brace. Now, as you probably remember, we have to use the item finder where Giovanni was standing, and he's still here. So if you just talk to him, he'll kind of spiel off this melodramatic kind of shit and say farewell. Now we can actually use the item finder where you're standing, and we get the Macho Brace. And I got to ask this a couple times in the comments. People were wondering why Pokemon can vary so much in terms of stats, even though they're the same Pokemon. I have mentioned about individual values before and effort values as well. What I didn't mention is that Pokemon have kind of natures, like as you can see, Goddess is jolly nature, Hope is docile, Anode is serious. And what these natures do, some of them actually boost certain stats in favor of other stats. So, one will boost attack while lowering defense. There are also neutral natures that don't really make a difference. And it really is kind of random. But, you don't need to worry too much about it. If you're doing competitive battling, that's when you really, you see people nitpicking about which nature they get, just so they can, min-max their stats and, break speed ties and get enough damage to win hit kills and crazy stuff like that. But now that we've got all the hidden items using the item finder, let's head over to Cinnabar Island. Now that we're back in Cinnabar Island, if we come over to the Pokemon Lab, you'll probably remember that we dropped up a fossil here. We never came back to pick it up, so I figure I might as well show that now. I'm late, I'm sorry. And so for the Dome fossil, we get Kabuto, which is a really interesting Pokemon in that it's ground and water type. So you don't really see that combination very often, and the evolution, Kabutops, is really, really strong. And one of my favorite Pokemon, actually, and I'm kind of bummed I couldn't use it in this LP, but that's what happens with the Nuzlocke challenge. I do have the old Amber still to give to him, so let's do that now. And someone was telling me that if you just, step outside and then come back, you should be able to get the item, or the Pokemon right away. I don't know if that means, stepping outside or just the room, so let's try that now. Oh yeah, I guess that's all it has to do. So for giving him the old Amber, we get Aerodactyl, which is a rock flying type Pokemon. It has incredible stats, a huge Pokemon to have on your team, especially if you don't have a flying type Pokemon, if you don't have a rock type Pokemon, it covers them both. They do have a lot of weaknesses, ice being one of the big ones, and yeah, kind of wish I could have it on my team, but Nuzlocke challenge and all that. But now that we're finished up here, I think that pretty much covers a lot of what I wanted to do. So let's head back over to Indigo Plateau. Now that we're back in Indigo Plateau, it's time to give my Pokemon some, nutrients and items just to, boost their stats. First off, I have 7 rare candies, which is quite a bit, and I don't know if I'm going to split them up among the team. I think I'll give one to Ghost Bus for sure, just because she's not fully evolved, she can use the stats. Actually, I'll give a couple more to Ghost Bus, just because she's going to be pretty useful against one of the Elite Four. So I think 58 will be a good point. And I have 4 left. Who could use it? I think Kane could use it. Give 2 to Kane, I think. Wish I had more. I wish I had like a million rare candies. Just level up my Pokemon to 99. But that would be cheating. Ricky's pretty much a tank. Goddish isn't going to be that useful. Hope is going to be semi-useful, but I think Anode's going to be a really important Pokemon to use. So I'll give the last 2 to him. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. And next up, HP up. Who has least hit points? There we go. That'll be Ghost Bus. Let's give that to her. And so she was at 123, she's now at 125. So this should be 127, which is not too bad. Proteins. This raises the attack stat. Hugh uses attack type moves. I think Hope does. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. So I might as well give them to her. Yeah, because I think everyone else, they have elemental attacks which use a special. And I'm pretty sure flying uses a... Oh, it doesn't have any effects. Okay. Let's use it on someone else then. How about Ghost Bus? Might as well. Just in case I use Shadow Ball. Calcium, special attack. This will definitely go to... Let's give one to Anode. And I guess the other one we'll give to Kane. Balance it out for Ice Beam and Thunderbolt. Iron, this boosts his defense. Let's see. I'll give one to Anode. And I'll give one to Ghost Bus. And I think I'll give another one to Ghost Bus, just in case. I probably should look at the stats just so I know what I'm doing, but whatever. Special defense. This one, I'm going to give them to Kane, just because his special defense is pretty crappy. And maybe one more to Hope. Why not? And PP up. Now this is really interesting. I don't know who I'm going to give to. Probably I'll give to Ghost Bus, use it on Psychic. Psychic only has 10 PP, so that'd be really useful. What else can I use this on? No. 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 Actually, I'm gonna give it to Extreme Speed. Ricky did learn Extreme Speed off screen, so I'll use it there. Carbos boost speed. I'll give this to Ghost Bus, just because she's gonna be really good for sweeping. And same with Anode. It's going to make their speed even more so than it is now. Leftovers. We're going to give this to... Let's give one to Anode, just because he doesn't have anything right now. And let's give... Well, I can't use the leftovers myself. We'll give this to... Let's give this to Hope. Yeah, I think that's a good combination. And I think that pretty much covers the items. Let's go to TMs. I know there's a few moves that I do want to teach. I can't teach Dragon Claw to anyone. Can't teach Focus Punch, Calm Mind, Toxic. No, I think I'm good here. I can't teach Earthquake to anyone, which is really unfortunate. So I'm going to go ahead and forget about that. Fire Blast I will teach to Ricky, just because it's a good Pokemon move to have. I could use Outrage, or I think it was Outrage that I picked up in Victory Road, but I'm not going to, just because even though it has 140 base power attack, it lowers your special attack by quite a few levels after you use it, so it's pretty much, you know, use it once and then you hope you don't have to use it again. Oops. And what else can I use? Or Overheat, not Outrage. Steel Wing, I'm going to teach this to Hope, just because she doesn't have that many move varieties to choose from. And I think I'll get rid of Whirlwind at this point, not really that useful. And Steel type moves are good against Ice and Rock type Pokemon, so could be useful, could not be, but we'll see. And I think that pretty much does it. So take a look at this team. This is what's going to be the final team as they go against the Elite Four, and that'll be starting in the next episode of Let's Play Pokemon FireRed. My name is PaperNapkin. I'm really hoping I did enough to prepare for this, but I guess we'll find out. So take it easy, folks.